Hello everyone, the December review here, back again with AJLT Season 3, Episode 7. As always, spoilers are ahead, so make sure to check out the show streaming exclusively on HBO Max. Okay, so after a rather dramatic and heartbreaking episode last week, one in which I'm not entirely sure I'm over yet, after watching it again, episode 6 just might be one of the best in the show's entire run so far. So how do we follow that up? Well, with a bit of a momentum change, as episode 7 doesn't go right to the heartstrings so much, but it does manage to push ahead with multiple storylines. Much of the episode is centered around Charlotte's birthday. After hearing the news about Harry last week, Carrie is determined to make this birthday extra special, so she decides to throw a big bash at her place. But before we can get there, there's a few setup scenes that happen to start the episode off. Giuseppe's mom, Gia, is in town, played by theater legend Patti LuPone, meeting Anthony for the first time. Things don't exactly get off on the right foot as Anthony's sarcasm is met with a stone wall of enthusiasm. Carrie and Gia, on the other hand, hit it off quite well, resulting in a conversation together where Carrie gets some sage advice on Aiden. She also lets Duncan know how much she enjoyed the first chapter in his book and invites him to the big party. Carrie also almost gives away Harry's diagnosis when pressed by Miranda. It's clear something is up and Miranda wants to know what's going on. Carrie says it's Richard Burton, Charlotte's pup, who is terminally ill. This, of course, sets up a chain reaction at the party. There's a moment where Charlotte bumps into Harry at a store, and I have to say I was a bit on the edge of my seat here for a sec. Basically, Harry is a personal shopper who has been apparently buying all of Charlotte's gifts for some time. I was expecting the worst here as the scene was set up to me to seem as if Harry has been stepping out, which he of course hasn't been, but I really thought for a second or two that this was going to go in a way different direction. Thankfully it didn't. Harry just can't seem to buy the right stuff. Charlotte has been having a particularly difficult run here lately, and it's further complicated now that Lily and her boyfriend broke up, sending Lily straight into depressed mode. And Seema is still on a budget, so she heads to her local saloon for some new lashes, but it doesn't go very well. She also has a conversation with Adam afterwards, and the pair continue their snarky banter. All of this sets up the second half of the episode where we are with the entire crew of the show, sans Aiden, at Carrie's place from start to finish for the party, and a whole lot goes on. Let's break down the big Charlotte bash. First up is of course Carrie. She manages to play a gracious host before Duncan arrives. The pair end up staying together for most of the night afterwards, exchanging some flirty back and forth and sharing a drink. Duncan fawns over the first chapter in her new book, returning the favor from earlier. At one point they step out for a smoke, and it must be noted that Carrie did not partake. Her smoking battle has been well documented over the years, and when Duncan asked her, I'm sure the SATC vets out there were curious to see where this would go. It's clear that they are setting up Duncan and Carrie for some drama down the line with Aiden. To what extent this takes remains to be seen. They have shared a lot of time together and a few meals, but I still feel like it hasn't gotten romantic in any way just yet, so the stakes are still low. Looking long term, Duncan doesn't live full time in New York. Would Carrie want to do a 6-month split in the right relationship? It's not like she hasn't relocated before. That Paris visit with Alexander didn't exactly go well, but a return to the London scene isn't that far out of the realm within the context of the series. Plus, we do have a certain friend currently living out there, and I'm not saying Carrie, Duncan, and Samantha Jones spinoff is in the works, but I'm also not saying that. But for now, I just don't see it as anything more than neighbors. But clearly Miranda has a few ideas of her own. It's been a tough stretch between Carrie and Miranda lately, and this week the episode ended with a tense exchange between them. Miranda ended up glancing at the first chapter of her new book and rightfully assumed that it was the usual non-fiction Carrie write-up. She mentions this along with the vibe between her and Duncan, insinuating maybe something was up, but Carrie got very defensive. First off, it's not Miranda's fault for assuming the new book was real. Carrie has made a career writing about her life. The fact she's doing a fiction novel is a nice change, but not everyone knows this information. Miranda was correct here, but now she knows. And it's not like this fiction book isn't all that fiction-y, for lack of a better word. Carrie may be setting it in the 1800s, but it's clear from the voiceovers this story is well rooted in today. Miranda does manage to annoy the whole party by bringing over a karaoke machine, to which no one except for Lisa's son wants to partake in. We do get a handful of sad show tunes though, which would have been great for me, because if I was there, I'm doing a Sarah B song off of Waitress.
I stick with real things, usually facts and figures.
Also, to have Patty on set and not have her perform is a seriously missed opportunity. One person who did though was Adam in his awkward rendition of Betty Davis' I Stole Seema's Heart, and the pair are now official. He also maybe had the line of the episode when he mentions why he is single. It's excellent writing. And that ill-conceived dog swerve from Carrie did come back around, of course. The now dog-aware Miranda told her dog-owner girlfriend Joy about it, who brought with her a dog-themed gift that got pulled away with seconds to spare once things got sorted out. To which Harry pulled Carrie, Lisa, and Miranda together to let them know what had been going on in a touching scene, making up for the scare of the shopping scene earlier for me. And the direction this time around was from Anu Valia, who helped really paint Carrie's apartment well during the party. There were two noticeable sweeping shots through the windows that really stood out and helped frame those moments. So it's a bit of a quicker recap overall, as it was a solid episode that furthered along a few storylines, most notably Seema and Adam, while progressing through Duncan and Harry's arcs. It was nice to see everyone together in one place, which I'm sure was a fun shoot for the cast. Looking ahead to next week, Aiden will return to New York, and it looks like the Duncan drama will officially commence as we start to turn the corner to the finish line for the season. We got a ways to go, but the pieces are all in place. Hello? Anyone here? Hello? Oh man, I actually had breaking news this time. Well, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks. I've always wanted to say that.